gonna pretend like I didn't just have an existential crisis while trying to record this. I really don't know why this is so hard for me. It's like I start to record and I lose all my words. I don't know how to express myself. I have no idea what to talk about. It's really hard for me. Anyways, I'm trying again and hopefully it goes better this time. I wanted this painting to just be a bunch of mushrooms that fill up the page. To prepare for this, I took a bunch of reference photos and just like studied them and sketched them exactly how they looked in the photo, just to get my brain filled with like the recurring shapes. I don't know if that makes sense. So then after I can kind of interpret them in my style. So all these mushrooms, I was just thinking about shapes that I had drawn before and trying to fill the page. I just wanted to have fun with it and kind of come up with new mushrooms and not be stressed if they looked accurate. I've had these gouache paint tubes for a while now and was never really using them, so I thought it could be fun to make kind of a jelly gouache palette with an ice cube tray. I don't know if this is gonna be as good. I can honestly check right now. Oh, they actually have stayed wet, and this has been like a week, so I had like sprayed them with some water on top, and since the ice cube tray comes with a lid, it actually works out pretty well, because I don't know, I know a lot of people love tubes. I'm not even recording, huh? Oh yes I am, oh my god. I know a lot of people like tube paints, but me, I just felt like they were so hard to open all the time that I would just use my jelly gouache instead. So now I have good paint that I can easily use instead. It had been a while since I had made a painting, but I think I'm gonna be doing more of these more planned paintings, because I usually just paint in my sketchbook and it's super messy, but this one I had studied the mushrooms, planned out a composition. I had even made like a little prototype, I guess, on my iPad, and I really like how it turned out. I kind of regret not doing it on better paper. I don't know why I did this in a sketchbook. I end up removing the paper, but yeah, I definitely will be using probably a watercolor paper next time. just to explain a bit what I'm doing, so I'm just blocking out all the colors for each mushroom. My plan was to use colored pencils on top for details and maybe even a fine liner, but my mistake usually with painting and gouache is I'll start adding too many details too early. So my mindset was really just blocking out the colors. So now I'm starting to add some details with coloring pencils, which was definitely my favorite part. I'm just trying to make these mushrooms look organic and not perfect. So I've always been intimidated to draw morel mushrooms, but honestly, it was so much easier than I expected. So you're kind of just trying to fill the whole mushrooms with circles, and they can be like any shape. And then I start by adding one layer of coloring pencils, and I just add like they're kind of just like holes, you know? So I add a bit more, but leaving like a little bit of a highlight on the side, and I really like how it turned out. I think I had planned on making a black background and maybe I forgot along the way, but at this point I had already added a bunch of decoration, but I didn't even like how they turned out, so I just went and painted the whole background black and leaving a small white space, which again, I should have taped this down. I used like such a flimsy paper, honestly. It ended up buckling so much and I tried to tape it, but it kept like coming off. It's crazy how many things you learn by just doing it, because I watched so many videos of people painting and you kind of like feel like you're learning, but it doesn't compare to just doing it. And honestly, that's my whole goal for this year, is just making art, like drawing, painting, sketching. I feel like I haven't made enough art in my life. I kind of feel like I was so scared of making bad art, but I'm finally at a point that I understand that making bad art is the only way to make good art. I kind of see it like a lottery now, where you just like have to make a bunch of art and you'll get like a bunch of bad ones, but you'll get one really good one. Like, I don't think anybody in this whole world makes good art every single time. And there's no right time to start making art, and I've I've been guilty of thinking it was too late for me, that I was too old to be an artist, to start YouTube. Like, well, if I don't do it now, then I'll just never do it. Like, what's the difference? I don't know how to express this. But if I don't do it now, then I'll just be older and still not have done it, you know? So this was the most satisfying part of the whole painting, and I urge you to try this. Black gouache and using a white colored pencil on top. It feels like I'm drawing like on a chalkboard. It was so nice. I was kind of shocked. At first I was gonna use like a paint marker, and I was like, oh, might as well try, and it was like butter, honestly. So I'm just adding a few touches. I'm kind of all over the place, as you can see. I didn't even finish my black background. Oh, and here I decide that I didn't like this anymore. I still don't know if I regret doing this. I guess it did make sense for the composition, because I end up adding some stars and filling that spot out, but it did look cool. Oh, and the reference I used for this type of mushroom looked so weird. It's like a space type of mushroom. I really liked it. So when I'm doing this, like, I'm kind of imagining the tentacles and like which ones are behind and where they're coming out from. I kind of wanted to add more texture on each of the mushrooms by doing some lines, and I end up kind of putting a little bit of a shadow beneath each. I don't even know how you call these. Is there a proper word for these dots? Probably. But anyways, I wanted to add a little bit of a shadow to make them pop out. I think I restarted this mushroom like 4 times in total. It just never looked right to me, but I think it's okay now. I finally decide to add some fine liner, some black fine liner, and add some more details because I felt like it was missing a little bit of contrast with the black background. I think it just ties it in a bit better and adds just an extra layer of details. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.